done a nice job, really collectively as a group. They're able to 45's in that group as well. Young Buck up there. So between Bosa and Mack and him, they're able to generate some pressure. We've seen some good pressure players too up to this point. We just faced one before the bye in Crosby. I mean, he's pretty good too. So we've seen our fair share. I certainly like our tackles. I like our O-line, but we're going to have a plan for those guys.
In that regard, how good was it to see Jonah and Frank back with that kind of, Jonah said, getting the whole band back together again in the locker room yesterday?
Yeah, those obviously both of them were at practice yesterday, full day of work, and they both look pretty good too. So barring no setbacks, I think it's looking pretty good.
Just staying with their pass rush for a minute, a lot of teams have one good edge rusher. When they have two, what unique challenges does that present?
Well, I mean, I just think it's, there again, you only have so many resources to go around to where you can help. So, the more that you are helping because of two edge guys, then the less you're getting out into the routes, which is fine. That just means somebody's going to have to win in the pass game, and they got to win fast. So yeah, it's certainly to have another guy on the other side, that helps them, helps your rush game. But we got some pretty good tackles here, and we'll help on some things.
Are there opportunities to, sometimes, they're pretty good against the run, so I don't know if this totally applies, but, edge rushers may not always be great against the run. Are there opportunities in that too, if there are two good, edge rushers, I guess, for your offense?
Opportunities like
maybe to run the ball or
yeah. I mean, look, I think there's things that we believe in anyway that we're going to work. I mean, I feel like they have done a good job against the run. I know that was an emphasis for them going into this year. So they do some good things, but we'll have some things to try to attack them. Certainly in the run game. And then build off of that. But look, they're playing pretty good football, particularly these last two games. Defensively they're playing pretty good. So we know it's going to be a challenge, and we're going to have to be efficient, stay ahead of the sticks, and it's really a dangerous team in that regard on offense and defense. So we can't play their game.
Working through various offensive line combinations due to injuries the last few weeks. You stressed out Graham quite a bit with the 3 different spots in 3 different weeks. As you're getting healthier, has he earned the right to be your starter at right guard?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's fair. We're always assessing Big V, and V's still working at it, but Graham's certainly Graham has been productive for us, and he's been productive in 3 different spots. I mean, left guard, center, and then certainly right guard before that. So he's been a big asset for us. I mean, he that was a good signing for us to get, and fortunate to have him. So he's a steady, reliable piece for us.
With the Chargers offense, very well known that they have had some really good weapons in Eckler and Allen, and obviously in the quarterback position, but different offensive coordinator this year trying to get that thing going. What has Kellen changed or brought to that team through the first 8 games that you've seen that's maybe unlocked some of that talent?
Look, I expected more runs. They're throwing the ball. They are throwing the heck out of the ball. They've got that quarterback. Look, everything starts with him. It always will. I said this the other day. He's a very good athlete. He's an accurate passer, big-time arm, smart, and he's tough. God, he's tough. He'll just sit in there and hit after hit. He'll just continue to throw the ball. And so they've done a good job of, look, they're going to put 13 in positions to win by what they think that, the odds say you're playing this coverage by this situation, they're going to find a way to get 13 matched up, and he's done a pretty good job of winning those one-on-ones when you give him the right matchup. So I would say that's what they've done a real good job of. Certainly Eckler, finding those matchups with him and using him out of the backfield has been pretty big. So I think it's really been more pass related than anything else. they'll do a lot of flavor of the week type stuff, some of these things that are some of the fast motion in, some of the fast motion out, run game out of that, the turbos, they mix it up nicely. They've got gap, they got zone, they got inside zone. Certainly all gun runs at this point with where the Q's at. But, so I think they're pretty efficient, and there again, this quarterback makes it go.
Known as a pretty aggressive coach. I think Brandon Staley is too. I don't know if you guys ever discussed some of the aggressiveness analytics and playing against another coach that's the same way. What I don't know, how challenging is that, or what does that cause you to do?
No, we haven't discussed any of that. I would think both of us will just become very conservative this game. That's what we're going to do. So I haven't talked to him about it yet, but we'll see if we'll just call off the dogs.
But when you know another team can do some of the same things that you do, be aggressive on fourth down,
Yeah.
maybe not punt in typical situations, does that cause you to play it a different way?
Not necessarily. I think you got to play the way you feel. Certainly there's things he believes in. There's things that I believe in, and I don't think that gets altered by either one of us. I think we're going to do what we're going to do. Maybe different in regard to when if you're very conservative playing somebody aggressive. You got a decision to make. Do you stay true to what you are? Do you feel like you need to play catch up, or you need to do things you don't normally do? I feel like in this case, you're going to play your game. I feel that way anyway. What you believe?
Plays into the same aggressive conservative discussion, but you talked about turnovers being something you really want to correct coming out of this, break both sides. This team doesn't turn the ball over. They're, I think, leading the league in turnover margin. So how critical is it to success on the road to at least maintain, I guess, levelness in that battle?
It'll be huge. It'll be huge for us, and for the most part, when we've had these turnovers, we've been able to overcome them. We're sitting here at a zero margin right now, which isn't good enough. We got to be better than that. But it will be everything, because this team has proven that when they get these takeaways, they're very dangerous. Because they have a potent offense, and they have a defense that's able they're creating them, right? So it's going to be very important, particularly on the road. So we got to take care of the football, but not at the expense of being uptight, and we still got to play our game. So but there again, it's particularly ball security. There's things that you're not always going to be able to control. They're the nature of the game, and those happen. But man, the ones that we know we can, the way you carry the football, right? Just golf, talking about the throws, when to throw it, when to not, and how just those little things are important. But we don't ever want to take away our aggressiveness in the way that we attack either.
You mentioned that they're out of the shotgun a lot because of Herbert's finger. Does that make defensive game planning any different or easier or simpler?
I don't think so. Not with what they do, and as dangerous he is in the gun anyway. He's such a good athlete that I don't feel like that necessarily gives you an advantage or anything of that nature for them, Thanks, guys. Okay, thanks.